Many financial institutions believe their greatest challenge is improving financial literacy. You run workshops, you push apps, you send newsletters packed with budgeting tips and compound interest calculators, all free of charge. And yet, client engagement stays flat. Employees disengage, wealth building is stalled, and growth metrics disappoint. Listen closely, because I'm about to name the real challenge, the one nobody measures yet. That's financial trauma. Here's what that means. Your nervous system, the same system that kept your ancestors alive, starts treating money conversations like physical danger. It's a survival threat. This doesn't change how people think about decisions. It changes how they make decisions. Neurologically, automatically, before logic even enters the room. Your clients aren't avoiding that investment product because they lack knowledge. They know the math. Your advisors aren't missing quotas because they lack training. They know the scripts. Your clients and advisors are frozen. They're in protection mode. No spreadsheet, no app, no financial literacy program touches that. Today, I'm handing you the framework that forward-thinking banks are using to unlock engagement, retention, and revenue. I'm Diana Onchel, a financial trauma and wealth behavior specialist. I work at the intersection of financial behavior, trauma psychology, and wealth capacity. My work focuses on helping individuals and institutions understand the nervous system mechanisms that shape financial decision-making, trust, and long-term wealth stability. I'm a licensed advisor turned strategist who trains HR directors, learning and development leaders, and executives at banks and investment firms. If you're in financial leadership or a high-earning professional who needs this for yourself, this video sets you ahead of 99% of your peers. So hit the like button now and share this with one colleague who needs to hear it, and let's build momentum. Okay, let's do this. Let's explore how financial trauma completely changes how people make financial decisions. Let me walk you through exactly what happens in the brain during financial trauma. No, you don't need a neuroscience degree to understand this. It's actually pretty straightforward. Here's how it unfolds step by step. First, your brain's alarm system kicks in instantly. There's this small almond-shaped part of your brain called amygdala that lights up in just 0.2 seconds, faster than you can even think about what's happening. Second, your body shifts all its energy into protection mode. Blood is flowing away from your prefrontal cortex. That's the front part of your brain, the one responsible for planning and logical thinking. Think of it like your brain CEO clocking out when the alarm sounds. Survivor takes over completely. Your reward center goes silent. No more chasing opportunities or wins. At the same time, your risk detector screams, "Danger! Protect yourself." What does this mean for your clients? They can understand an investment perfectly on paper, but still freeze when it's time to act. Let me give you a concrete example. Let's picture Sarah. Not a real client name. She's 42, an executive at a major bank. She's pulling in a 6-figure salary. She's a wizard with compound interest calculators. And yet, she puts off a $500,000 investment decision for 14 full months. Why? During the discovery call, a childhood memory of her parents' bankruptcy flashed through her mind. Her nervous system hit the override button on all her financial expertise. Biology beat her Excel sheets every single time. Now let's think of the bigger picture. Some data in Financial Post Canada shows that 55% of Canadians experience major life disruption from financial stress. 38% get anxiety spikes and 18% lose productivity. That means half of your clients walk into your branches neurologically wired to avoid decisions. We're talking millions in stalled assets under management, delayed mortgages, missed cross-selling opportunities, This isn't some abstract theory. This hits your actual profit and loss statement. This affects both your clients and your employees. It's a double hit. Canadian financial institutions employ over 280,000 people nationwide. Your advisors, managers, branch leads, executives, they're not immune to this. Financial Post confirms money is Canada's #1 stressor. Here's what financial stress does to your team. It cuts cognitive capacity by 27%, drives burnout up to 40%, and drops client engagement scores 22%. Imagine your star performer sitting across from a high net worth client. Your advisors carrying personal debt stress. The clients got their own trauma triggers. It's trauma colliding with trauma. What happens? Even with all of your scripted meeting guides and training, the conversation stays surface level. There's no deep trust that develops, no real results for the client or revenue for you. The ripple effect is brutal. Stressed employee plus traumatized client equals higher disengaged staff and missed revenue across the board. HR directors, you see this in engagement surveys, label as apathy. L&D leads, this explains why you get 90% knowledge transfer from your training but only 14% actual behavior change. Executives, this is the silent leak draining lifetime client value right in front of you. You simply can't fix client trauma with employees running the same nervous system software. Financial literacy alone can never override nervous system conditioning. And this is where 95% of financial institutions get it wrong. Everyone pushes the same solution. Just educate them more. Offer better calculators, more webinars, more financial literacy programs. Here's the hard reality. Information never overrides survival wiring. Safety has to come first. Let me give you 3 quick proofs. Proof 1, client education programs. $1 million RSP education initiative. 92% completion rate, only 14% of people actually implement what they learn. Why? Because pie charts don't rewire amygdala responses. Proof 2, employee compliance training. Your team knows all the rules, but under stress, they still cut corners. Why? Because biology always outperforms policy. Proof 3, personally, you understand derivatives perfectly. Would you confidently deploy capital during your own financial crisis? Be honest here. Here's the only sequence that actually works. First, safety. The nervous system calms down into what's called ventral vagal state. Second, clarity. The prefrontal cortex comes back online. And third, it's action. The reward system engages in execution finally happens. Trauma-informed financial literacy includes all 3 steps. But most banks jump straight to step 3 tools and wonder why behavior never changes. Now let me paint a picture of what actually happens when financial leaders actually apply this framework. Picture a regional credit union. Right now, only 22% of the employees would even acknowledge financial stress on a survey. After a straightforward 4-week trauma-informed training program, you see engagement jump 41%. Turnover intent drops 19%. That's not wishful thinking. That's what happens when people feel safe enough to show up fully. Or let's take a national bank's learning and development team. Their advisors consistently sidestep high net worth conversations. You bring in nervous system regulation skills, simple techniques anyone can learn, and suddenly those same advisors initiate 33% more portfolio expansion discussions. Clients start opening up, trust is building, revenue is flowing. And here's an executive team on an investment firm. During volatile markets, they're paralyzed. Good decisions sit on hold. After nervous system fluency training, they launched 3 initiatives that were stalled for quarters. Clarity returns and action is happening. These aren't made up stories. This is a pattern I see repeated whenever financial leaders stop treating people like rational calculators and start working with how humans actually function. Your competitors will keep chasing robo-advisors and fintech gimmicks without seeing profitable results in client behavior. You build something they can't copy. Trust at the nervous system level, the kind that turns avoidance into engagement, and engagement into lifelong loyalty. Let me tell you what the future of financial leadership really looks like. It's not just about being financially smart, it's about being trauma-informed. When clients feel safe with you, they don't just stick around longer, they invest more freely and bring their friends along. Your employees, when they learn to regulate their own nervous system, they show up stronger, they lead better, they innovate without the drag of stress holding them back. This isn't some DEI checklist you take off. It's not corporate wellness either or vague soft skills training. This is neuroscience that unlocks financial capacity across your entire organization. If you're a financial institution leader, an HR director, L&D lead, or executive who's curious about trauma-informed financial wellness, here's what I want you to do. Book a private executive conversation with me. The link is in the description below. In just one 15-minute call, we'll map exactly how this shows up in your institution. We'll identify which client engagement gap disappeared, which employee performance metrics jump, which P&L levers suddenly start working again. The link is in the description and it only takes 2 minutes to book. Now, hit that subscribe button for weekly neuroscience finance frameworks. Next week, I'm covering the 3 nervous system levers banks are still ignoring. And please, share this with one leader who needs to hear it. Let's move this industry forward together.